Good evening, I'm Leslie Stahl, and tonight on 60 Minutes, I just go mad with power.
60 Minutes, we'll be back in a moment.
And we're back with our guest, Other Leslie Stahl. Other Leslie Stahl, how are you doing today?
I'm perfectly great.
Really? Are you? Are you better than me?
No. Yes. A little bit.
Answer the question. You can't plead the fifth. This is 60 Minutes.
Technically it's only 59 minutes now, but I am pleading the fifth.
In that case, we're gonna have to murder you. 60 Minutes, we'll be back. And we're back with another Leslie Stahl. I replaced the old one. Leslie Stahl, how are you doing tonight?
I'm okay. How are you?
Are you implying that I'm not good, Other Leslie Stahl?
Are you implying that I'm not
To
good?
the death chamber. That Other Leslie Stahl's not alright. We'll be back after these messages.
60 Minutes, we'll be back in a moment.
And we're back with the only person left in the studio, the person who says 60 Minutes will be back. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I do host 60 Minutes sometimes.
Shut up! No. 60 Minutes has been canceled, pending murder investigations.
And that's a great idea. Great idea isn't a podcast. Good idea is a brain trust your brain can trust. It's a comedy podcast where we think of creative, actionable solutions to your real-life problems.
I'm Aiden Kinsella.
I'm Bradley Berklich.
I'm Jared Rose.
And I'm Cameron Redding.
And this is Good Idea.
And also 60 Minutes.
And sorry, I've been doing the sound kind of poorly. I don't know what's up. My diction's kind of rough today. I think my throat's kind of rough too.
Well, Leslie murdered like the first 5 clocks that got involved with it, so
Cheat out.
Well, she must have liked me enough to keep me around.
until she murdered you.
Canonically.
I hate it when that happens.
That's how you get rid of your other personalities.
So it's finally nice. Spring has sprung in Lake Forest. The grass is green, the sky is blue, the clouds. Elma Fudd. The clouds are white.
Mom, look, I found a caterpillar and the grass is all green grass.
Spring
the
has
clouds are
swung, the
white.
flowers whiz. I wonder where
It's-
the birdies is.
It's very beautiful.
Spring has sprung. I whiz in the tree.
And this has been Dr. Doofenshmirtz explaining spring.
But it's very nice outside. So we're recording outside, and that's why there might be a little wind and a little bit of a fan in the background.
Just a little bit, just like a little bit of a fan.
Quality.
Not our biggest fan.
Will.
Jared, who's our biggest fan?
I don't know.
It's that one in O'Hare Airport, the big-ass fan.
Oh, big- yeah.
Big ass fans, what a company. Anyway, hello listeners. I'm here with 3 of my favorite people. Just rapping around the microphone, just rapping back and forth, spitting out some fire ideas, and got my Beyblade with me as always, I saw a number of just sort of good things, and by a number of good things I mean a number of just sort of good stories from the last little bit of my life personally. We can all go around and do story time. It's one of my favorite things to do on the starts of episodes. Bradley, I already told you this, but Cameron and Jared, I think you might enjoy it. I was at Jewel earlier today, and I was walking through the parking lot on my way into the building, and this is probably 6'2" bald guy. Big, black, thick beard, well-groomed, a strong, square face. Sort of imposing, with his white t-shirt and his flip-flops and his jeans. And
You are sort of describing what I dress like most days.
Yeah, Bradley, your beard is
as in
always
today.
well-groomed.
So he's talking to his friend, and they just got out of the car. They're walking into the building, and he just sort of extremely dejectedly says, "My girlfriend beat me in horse." And then he walks into the building, he doesn't get to the door right away. There's a solid, 10 seconds of silence before I see him get into the building. And I know that's not, wild and wacky, but it was kind of a fun experience.
That is kind of wild and wacky.
Yeah.
My girlfriend
I mean-
beat me in horse.
It sounds like the same guy who plays Rock Fight. You know?
It does sound like rock.
You guys want to play a rock fight? I see good things.
So are we going around telling stories?
Yeah, I got a couple more, but we can go to someone else.
The
John.
thing is, because I have a horse story,
I want to hear a horse story. Go for it.
So ITA, for Wellness for Life, which is a gym class, because that's the best way to not do gym things, and that plan did not work one day when I was told to play horse with a couple kids. That was fine. I talked politics with them, whatever. And out of nowhere, a basketball just hits me straight in the face. And And
the basketball just kept getting bigger, and I couldn't figure out why. And then it hit me.
Haha. A basketball hits me in the face, and I'm like, okay, it must be an accident. No one took the credit for it, whatever. And then it happened like 2 more times. Like a basketball hits me in the head during a 45-minute period.
Now, were you standing under the basket?
No.
What the fuck is going on?
No, I was playing and failing at playing horse, and I can only assume that either basketballs or some of the students just are not a fan of me when I'm playing
You think
horse.
it's the basketballs?
It
You
could
think there's
be.
a chance for that?
There's a magnetism thing involved there. You never know. So I'm sorry for jumping in. I just had a story
Don't
about horse.
apologize. That's what we're here for. Bradley,
Pressurized air.
you got any good stories?
I've never met anyone who really knows how magnetism works.
Magnets.
No,
How do they work?
Nobody does.
Even the Earth doesn't know how magnetism works. It keeps flipping it on us.
I don't know.
Have you met people who think they know how magnetism works, but they were just vastly wrong?
I'm really attracted to people who understand magnetism.
This explains why you're not
What a bunch
attracted.
of vacuous assholes. You know what it is today?
What is today?
Today is a lazy Saturday.
It's a lazy Saturday. I feel like really tired, but also I didn't get home till like 12:40 last night.
Aiden went to prom.
I went to prom,
Ooh,
part 1.
What school?
Woodlands. They know how to throw a prom. It was a really good time. I haven't done prom before. I've never enjoyed school dances when I have gone either. I had a really good time last night.
Was it outside or?
It was inside. It was on the 67th floor of the Sears Tower, and
That's crazy.
it was really
Ours
good.
is in like the Hilton.
I gotta
at
ask,
O'Hare.
Woodlands.
Yeah, we had a party bus. No
sick.
stripper poles though. The senior bus had stripper poles, but I was going with a junior, so
Wait.
no stripper poles for me.
So Woodlands, to clarify, is an all-girls school, right?
Yeah.
So what was the ratio like? Like 5 girls to 1 Aiden?
No,
7?
it was like I mean, the girls to me specifically, it was about all of the girls who went to prom to me, and it was probably 30, 40 girls to one Aiden, but it was about one girl, one guy, pretty close. There was a girl on our bus who went stag.
Wouldn't it be Doe?
Yeah, I
not
guess
wrong.
technically.
You're not wrong, Jared. That's a good point. But the story I was going to tell about prom though was that in the middle of the dance floor, it was probably about halfway through prom, "Toxic" by Britney Spears came on.
Ooh.
And like everyone who knows the songs, like singing along, whatever, as you would do, and people are dancing, and like we're over on our corner. We had all the people from our dinner table, and we're all hanging out, and we're goofing around with each other. And I looked at the person I was there with, who was also mouthing it, and I don't know exactly how this happened, but we essentially ended up doing a not choreographed but very, very well executed performance of "Toxic" together that the entire rest of the dance circled around.
All
Was
right.
it, wait, a vocal performance?
Both.
Oh.
So I believe you, because I know you, and you would have no reason to lie about that. But then again, that sounds exactly like something I would read on the subreddit r/that happened. Because it literally ends with, "and then everyone circled around us and cheered."
That really
They didn't
actually
cheer.
did
They
happen.
shunned them into silence.
No, it
That's
was-
what
it
the
was a
circle
of
is for.
shunning.
You know what needs to happen at prom?
What?
Get down, Mr. President.
Oh, we gotta play Get Down.
What? We have not talked about Get Down, Mr. President on the podcast.
Get Down,
before.
Mr. President is a game where we're not playing it right now, guys. It'd be too painful. Get Down, Mr. President is something I don't know
It's a
where
funny
I don't know
game.
where it started.
It's
I don't
a
know
funny
where it
game
came
where
from.
you
Adam, I
tackle
think.
someone.
It's.
Adam
I think it was
started
a theater class thing, but it's essentially you walk around in a circle, like randomly when you're in a crowd. You start looking around, then you put your finger up, sort of next to your ear where your earpiece would be if you had one, and the last person to do it, the last person to catch on and figures out that "Get Down, Mr. President" is being played, is then the last person that's not pretending to be a Secret Service agent gets tackled, and everyone shouts "Get down, Mr. President" as they bring them to the floor.
As a bonus, I mean,
It's
they
like a
also
really fun thing we do as friends.
It is, but like it's like we had at one time the entire auditorium engaged in "Get Down, Mr. President." We had to find the one person who wasn't doing it. And I think
Was that chorus or...
it was in the musical.
don't
At
remember
one
that.
point it ended up. I think it was Nathaniel Martin who did not figure out fast enough we were playing "Get Down, Mr. President." He was crushed under the weight of 4 people.
I remember when we were in Italy, in the Germany airport, on the way there, we played with like 6 people, and the ripped German security guards were looking at us, and they weren't going to intervene, But I feel like if we took it slightly a bit farther, they definitely would have intervened.
They had big
Did
guns.
someone say the president is here?
Did you need to get down?
Okay, so like there's a fine line between German and just a gay German man, and like I don't really understand what it is, but I'm unable to differentiate between those accents.
I was told there are 3 ways to do a German accent. This is from my favorite YouTube comedy channel, which I can plug later.
They shot him in the legs.
There are 3 ways to do a German accent: effeminate German, Nazi German, or effeminate Nazi German. 3 ways.
Sieg Heil.
That is the last time that man will be hailing.
That's the only difference.
No, Nazi German's like, you go to the camps now, and then you're like, oh, should I go to the camps?
It kind of sounds effeminate anyway.
It must be their effeminate, free-loving
I think
culture.
that's just kind of a European thing.
I would like to dispute the all Europeans are effeminate thing. The Scandinavians,
Jared, I don't actually believe that.
No, but like, based off of ridiculous stereotyped accents alone, the stereotyped Polish accent's like...
So
And
all
that is
Europeans
not
are
a-
either effeminate or demons.
That sounds like a transformer. It sounds like a garbage disposal via Brooklyn.
Like movie. It's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Whenever I hear my father speaking in Polish, I can't tell if they're like the spaces between words. It's like
Okay, that's called Andy Serkis.
Yeah, it sounds like Golem.
Poland.
Oh gosh.
Precious.
Do we want to get started with a prompt?
Probably.
Yes.
I mean, like
My precious.
my
My precious.
Precious.
That's so good. I laugh.
Precious.
Precious.
That's horrible.
All right.
Let's
What do we
militarize the Rhineland, gentlemen.
Hey guys, Austria, am I right?
Where's Austria?
Frankfurt.
How to Make Museums More Exciting by Jason Lee.
Thank you, Jason from Facebook. Jason Lee.
I have an idea how to make museums more exciting.
Yeah?
Now, it's going to sound boring, but you're going to have to stick with me at the end. Just go to them at night. Now, I have watched the documentary Night at the Museum, and apparently, if you go to museums at night, things get zany.
They get downright wacky. How goofy is this shit?
Especially at the Smithsonian.
Man, at the Smithsonian, it got real silly last night. I didn't even know what was going on.
Zach.
Much like your accent, no one understands.
What is it like? Where did the word zany come from? You know who's zany? Like 60s redheads in sitcoms who stand on chairs to get away from mice.
Lucy,
Those
I'm
people are
home.
zany.
Yeah.
That's the wacky demographic. Why is that museums?
Have you ever seen the documentary Night at the Museum?
Bradley, it's
I
Ken
saw
Burns.
one called Night in Berlin. Is that similar?
No.
Yes. No?
I don't think so.
I thought it was.
Something with like crystals. I don't know. I'll figure it out later.
Crystal Knock? Crystal Knock?
It might have been Kristallnacht.
This
Yeah.
is just going to be titled the Nazi episode. From my understanding, the plot is museums at night, things come alive. Like everything in the museum comes alive. So that would be like a little statuette of Teddy Roosevelt, as played by Robin Williams, comes alive. All the dinosaurs, the books, although I'm not sure they really addressed that part in the movie. Whatever, just like everything becomes sentient and
Consider,
alive.
can we put Robin Williams' bones in a museum at night, and then Robin Williams comes alive?
I feel-
Horrifying.
And then we'll rob Williams, which is now a museum.
Which is now a museum. Okay.
So, the best museum objectively is the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago, and
Yes, objectively.
but
by objective measurement.
it is.
Yeah, the Bradley scale.
It's the best one.
It's a 1 or a 0 on if Bradley thinks it's the best museum. That's
I think-
objective.
yeah,
Pretty
objectively,
much, yeah.
I think it's a 1. So that means it is the best museum in the world.
Okay.
And in it, I'm super excited. I have sort of this sweet spot for miniaturized things. Like, there's an entire small city in the Museum of Science and Industry. It is actually Chicago, and it's very cool. And I love it so much because all the trains work and move, and the people are little and tiny. And
There's a show about that on TLC.
Yeah. I love that thing. But
Really?
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
That's
Just
not
Science and industry museums are always the best.
they
yeah,
are.
but that's not just Chicago. That is Chicago, and then the route from Chicago to Seattle.
Oh yeah, it is. That's right. I forgot.
And then the best part about that, I love that thing. is they have the plane exhibit on the second floor above
Yeah.
it. So if you look out of the window at the plane museum, in the plane exhibit, when you're in the plane,
Yeah.
it looks like everything's small, as if you're actually going on a plane ride, and it's the best.
But the best part is if all that comes alive, there's an actual working trade route between fictional plastic Chicago and fictional plastic Seattle.
And
We're gonna
there's
make an entire
there's
society.
a giant ass plane.
Holy fuck!
This plane will blot out the sun. Shit, where's the sun? Because remember, it's at night.
Whoa.
great.
Wait.
Also, what about museums that have live things already in them, like aquariums?
At the Museum of Science, that's an aquarium, Jared.
I think that's a
Or a
museum.
zoo.
That's a museum.
A zooseum?
Doesn't
A
count.
museum of
And- but
live
then-
things
but then
already.
also,
at
it was-
night, do they just not live?
They die. We live. We die. We live again. No, but in shit. What was I gonna say?
It's as if the tanks have frozen over, but actually just everything in them has frozen.
Oh, that's so dark. Like, you look at the polar
Wait.
bear exhibit, and it's still frozen. You're like, shouldn't that be a good thing for the polar bear? And they're like, oh, no.
What if we...
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say.
Okay.
The Museum of Science and Industry had this thing where they had a man live in a box for a month.
What?
Yes.
In
I
the
think
museum.
we did this. We talked about this on Good Idea
Did we
before,
really?
I think.
That's how you make the museum way more interesting. Is there's just a dude in a box in the museum. It's like this big glass box, and he's there 24/7. Like there's a bathroom, but it's out in the open. It was like this experiment.
The
I
Museum
don't-
of Boxed.
I propose...
I would go to that. I'll
That makes
admit.
it way more interesting.
Well-
And that guy's dead at night.
I...
Oh yeah.
So security guard comes in and
No.
is like, oh fuck, oh shit.
He's bleeding out again.
I propose that not only do we put a person in the box, we put the person who's trying to have a more interesting museum experience in the box, the clear box at the museum.
A
We
sensory
drug
deprivation
them so they
box.
don't know how they got there. They die at night and they don't understand what's happening because they're just going unconscious and waking back up. And they find everything about it more interesting. Not more fun, mind you, but more interesting. They are more interested in it because they are very, very invested in finding anything to entertain themselves and any way to get out.
All right. Yeah, I like
And
that
any idea how and why everything that's happening is happening.
I like the idea of it's more interesting because they must be interested to save their lives. Instead of a clear box, how would you feel about a complex series of riddles and puzzles?
Trials.
Lock them in the U-505.
And if they fail, there's like a little bomb on their neck that just flat out kills them. That would keep me interested. I would learn what the mitochondria is if my life was on the line.
And you don't know what it is right now?
What is it?
It's that thing that makes energy out of... Thank you, Cameron.
Could you please cut that? Because it would be so much funnier if no one ever used that quote on this show. Like it's the one thing that's cut.
I'll cut it, but I will leave in the part of you saying we should cut it.
It'll be a fun mystery for the audience, upon which their lives may lie.
You cut like the only thing Cameron said in like the past 10 minutes.
What are we talking about? I've said a lot. I suggested that everything dies if it's alive during the museum.
Okay, fuck you.
You're
It's
first
May
of-
5th.
Burn everything down.
It's also
Forget the-
Jared's
the
birthday.
Happy Jared's birthday, May
Happy
5th.
Jared's
Now
birthday,
I want
everybody.
everyone to write in and tell me how they're
Happy
planning to celebrate my birthday.
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jared. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Now I would like for all the writers to all the
writers.
I would like to thank
I mean,
all
they
the writers.
do pretty much all the writing for our show. They're like, yes, how do you make museums more interesting?
Rewrite the
Pe-
line. I would like all the people listening at home to comment in if they can how they plan to celebrate Jared's birthday.
We don't have a comment section.
I know. and
Actually,
it's a
on
problem.
Libsyn we do, and people can tweet at us. Tweet at us how you're going to celebrate Jared's birthday.
Or put
Now,
it in
you
the
don't have to
Facebook group.
celebrate it on May 5th, because this is coming out after May 5th. Just
No, make sure a year from now.
a year from now,
What are you gonna
commit. You got to tweet at us and commit. And then a year from now, if you do not tweet at us a picture of you doing it, picture it didn't happen, we will take away your RSS feed. You will no longer be able to listen to our show. Can we do that? No, but it's
Yeah,
a
wait,
nice
how does
We
hypothetical.
can hire hitmen though, so
Jared's
idea.
got a point.
Hire
You see, there
hitmen.
was an online website thing. It's called Hire
An
a
online website.
Yeah, it was called like Hire a Hitman, and you could like type it in and actually hire one. Then the FBI just show up and try to and like arrest you.
Oh, I was gonna
Like
say.
that's literally just it.
I wonder how many people they got there.
A lot. Like the guy did an AMA on Reddit
AMA, a hitman who's not a hitman, or
and asked me anything.
no? I know that.
Yeah, I guess kind of. But he's like, I run this website. Ask me anything. And essentially, it was like type out some response, and it was like the first one I got was, "Please kill my husband."
Oh, that's dark.
I mean, it's kind of dark. All these people are trying to kill
Yeah, but it could be
people.
But it could be for like good reasons occasionally.
Like,
Like kill this pedophile.
Yeah, or kill this evil dictator.
Kill this annoying man in the box. I'm trying to enjoy my museum experience.
He just won't die.
He just keeps flipping me off all day.
Kill this evil dictator. Here's $100. Go kill Saddam Hussein.
Sodomy Hussein.
Sodomy Hussein. That's his alter ego. Stick it.
Hello
in his
there.
That was my stripper name.
ass. When I came out to the car today, you said I looked like a firefighter. No, you said I looked like a stripper who was dressed up as a firefighter. For the record, I'm wearing a red hat and a red shirt.
Actually, more
And
for the
Aiden
record.
just sort of jumped to that that conclusion.
The red shirt is buttoned down, and the red hat does bear vague resemblance, if you're squinting, to a fireman's hat.
That's fine.
Ooh, that's a
Says
good name for
Manchester
someone.
United
Squintin'.
on it.
Squinting.
Yeah,
Squinting.
yeah,
Hello, I am Squintin' Catsy.
yes.
Squinting Catsy?
Catsy.
Is that kind of like the opposite of Seymour Butts?
They're arch rivals. Throughout the years, they fought each other.
Is this your posterior?
Oh my gosh.
Squintin' No Perv.
Just squeeze your keister and go for it?
That's
SYK.
supposed to be a name.
Hi, I'm Jared Rose. Who are you? I'm squeezing your keister and go for it. Attorney at law. That's my only strategy.
The geese are laughing.
Oh, the sky dogs are here.
The trash bags of the sky.
What does squeeze your keister and go for it sound like? There's something there that sounds like something that is.
Sounds
Squeeze your
funny.
keys
It's a quote
and hit the
from-
road.
It's a law firm. It sounds like a law firm. Squeezer, keister, and go for it harassment lawyers.
Grab your ass and run like the wind.
Oh, is that what that means? I thought you were talking about someone else's keister. I thought it was like squeeze your keister and go for it.
No, someone else
No.
isn't a keister. You have your own keister, Bradley.
Oh, that's a good point.
Hello, I'm Dr. Squeeze Your Keister and Go For It. Are you
My-
ready
my
for your
English
prostate
teacher-
exam?
My English teacher said,
trust.
quote, no, what was it? Miss Van Skyke said about my English teacher, damn, Fergus, you got some zesty balls. She was talking about some meatballs he made and had served to the English class. But he then reacted so horribly and forbid us from saying it for the rest of the period that we said it every minute until we were dismissed. And he
That's
was
another word that needs to be
mad.
brought
I feel
back.
mad for this.
Mrs. Van
I feel
Skyke is a
mad.
very good teacher, and I'm very grateful for her.
I'm going to focus on the zesty part of that situation, which is, does anyone know definitively what that word means?
Yeah, it's, you know, it's
I
got
think
some pep.
It's okay.
It's like zany.
Jared, you know how you find out what
What zesty?
means? You gotta just get a good look at Mr. Fergus's balls.
That's
I think
the
it's
Steiner
a little
solution.
spicy, but with a kick.
Little spicy.
I think
but
it's
with a kick.
spicy and sweet. That's what zesty means.
yeah.
I can
like
see
Grayson-
that. Then why do they
Grayson's
call it
zesty.
sweet and sour sauce? I guess it's sweet and sour, not sweet
It's
and
not
spicy.
Yeah.
Well, they're Chinese. They don't know how to.
Wow.
They don't know zesty. It starts with Z. They're only like halfway through the dictionary.
These
Bradley
are words that
Berklich.
Americans have that we don't have in our language.
This is
English actually has way more words than most other things. We have a lot of words for many different things, which
But
is
not
why
a lot of
English is the
letters.
best language for poetry.
You know how we say sweet and spicy sauce for your chicken? In America, they say zesty, and I think that's
no,
beautiful.
Literally, this is it. Having a strong, pleasant, and somewhat spicy flavor. We've made a very good revelation today, boys.
That's my favorite part of the Bible was the
the zest.
zesty revelations.
Then Jesus came back, and it was a pretty zesty time.
So
you
is
guys
it
wanna do
just on
another
me, or is the
prompt?
Bible a little bit sexy?
Was the Bible a little bit
I'm gonna have to take a strong disagreement
Okay,
there.
look, they were all naked
Got
all
a
the
lot of
time.
pages.
That again, strong disagreement there.
Okay, Jared.
God
have you
was
even-
fully clothed. You
Jared, have you
heathen.
even read the Bible? They were all naked all the time.
Wait, how are we talking about? Are we saying Old Testament and New Testament, or just Old?
general.
God invented sex.
God did invent sex.
That's a good point.
Holy shit.
I'm
Cameron,
not even
you're
gonna
right.
respond to that.
He did. He did, though.
God
I
invented.
can't
He made
respond to
everything.
that.
I don't think he's ever, done it.
God invented sex.
He could have.
But he did invent it.
Yeah, I mean,
Who did
God
that?
also
right.
invented every single kink.
Y'all think God jacked off in the clouds?
No,
Y'all think he's up there right now?
that's we're
just
commanded
God.
not to. So yeah, no.
That's Jared raises a good point. We had to back this up using scripture.
Hey Siri, find me the part in the Bible about God inventing sex.
Here's what I found on the web for me, the part in the Bible about God inventing sex.
7 reasons why God made sex. Biblical gender roles. February 10th, 2015.
I
That
don't
sounds
want to know
like
what's
some
in
you guys wanna
neo-feminist
hear-
movement,
you guys
Jared.
wanna
I
hear
think let's
some of
open
this?
that bad boy up.
No, let's
All right.
not open up bad boy.
All right, here we go. We got
Michael Jackson.
one of
Bad
God-
boy feminism.
Hey, one of God's purposes for sex was reproduction.
Ah.
What do you mean one?
There
of?
is no doubt that one of the reasons for God creating sex was a method for procreation. In fact, it is one of the first commands God gave to the first man and woman
Go
in
forth
the
and
Garden
multiply.
of Eden. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and God said, unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth, subdue it. When God created Adam and Eve, the first command he gave them was to have sex. Go make babies.
See, who's the guy
This
who
is so
writes this
weird
on the
now.
internet and thinks this will change someone's mind? That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
thinking.
I think most things on the internet aren't written to change people's minds. They're written to reinforce the beliefs of the person that's writing them or people who are going to be reading them.
In other news, Bradley has started a blog and it's just fantastic.
It is really good, actually. My blog is mostly pictures of things I'd like to look at and
So
words I
himself.
wrote.
So this is pictures of Bradley
I like
and then
it.
captions.
Thank you. I'm glad you like what I like. That means we're compatible. Are
But
you a Virgo?
I'm
No.
still a Virgo. I was hoping to lose that this summer, but God could have created marriage without sex. All of this could have been done without needing any sexual contact between a man and a woman. Even if God wanted us to have sex just for reproduction, he could have made us like many animals that just
This
go
is
into
an
heat
interesting point.
once or twice a year for a short period. During
So-
this limited period, they have sex for reproductive purposes only, and then they are done. God could have made humans like fish, where the female lays eggs and the man comes by and fertilizes the eggs. They
Is
do
that
this
not
with
how
no
it works?
physical contact.
No.
Jared, I'm sorry, I gotta break
Jared,
something.
That's only for test tube babies.
Listen.
Jared's doing a pumping hand motion right now.
It was actually the Jawas from Star Wars, you know?
No, you mean the Tuscans.
Yeah, the Tuscan Raiders. That's where I get Jawa!
So now we have to realize that either A, God made sex because he wants us to have fun, or B, God isn't real.
Can I make neither of these?
No, it
assumptions,
has to be
please?
one or the other. It does have to be one or the other.
Biblical Gender Roles website is arguing that God did not make sex only for procreation, which means
My dad forwarded me an article.
I think that Biblical
Oh.
Gender Roles website is the new Bible, though. It's like essentially the Word of God. Do either you want to pick, Jared?
I would prefer if someone else picked, honestly.
Cameron?
We're going to take a hold.
60 minutes. We'll be back in a moment.
I don't want to go steal that car. The alarm's off anyway.
You know, that's a good point. Why don't people just do that?
Because if they get caught with the car, then they're the one who stole the car.
Yeah, but... Oh, it's off now. Okay, good.
Okay. Here, I'm giving it to Cameron. Just gotta let it rip real quick.
I got you, Beyblade. Doot, 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 doot. I got you, Beyblade. Doot, doot, doot.
Beyblade,
Beyblade, Beyblade up!
That is the thing I do a lot, where I just open a parody of a song and trust Aiden to finish it.
When I was 13, I had my first love, and I got my first Beyblade, and that was my first love.
I suffer from
When
severe
I was
emotional
13,
issues.
I thought I was gay.
When I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay because I could draw and my uncle was and I had a Beyblade.
And they were calling me gay.
Wait, guys, Cameron,
I
what
was
is your
attracted to boys in my grade.
They called me gay only
And
because I
that's why I
actively
thought I was
engaged in
gay.
sodomy.
And then I realized
When I was in the 3rd grade?
Yes,
that's not good.
it was consensual.
All right, we're going to make a new outdoor adventures unit.
All right,
Alright.
we got to explain Outdoor Adventures first. Outdoor Adventures is this class at our school where we do things that are outdoor and it's adventurous, and it's led by a man named Mr. Ray Werner, who reminds me of Cameron and Robert Williams combined. We've
Mr.
talked
Werner's
about
like
him
the
before.
best person. He's pretty
Mr.
great.
Werner is a
He
fantastic,
voted for Scott Drury,
excellent person.
I think.
That's good. And
He's good.
And our most recent unit in Outdoor Adventures was orienteering, where I made a map to my house, which is the block from the school, and Vic and Sam navigated their way into my house and took a photo of me from my countertop and won.
If I would like to talk, I would just like to talk about the prize that Nathan put at the end of his adventure.
Which I had to get.
He came into school with 3 Beyblades,
You know what he
a
made me do?
2-liter of Mountain Dew, and a Blu-ray of the Emoji Movie. Net, that's like $25 worth of stuff.
More.
At least
But
$25.
I had to find it at the top of a fucking
So Bradley,
climbing
wait, you have
wall.
a Beyblade now?
No, he didn't give us the ripcord.
So I would like to point out
It's just the Beyblade and the thing.
another one of my friends, Jimmy, just put a $10 bill at the snack shop. The fact that he spent over $20 on this, I think is hilarious. Which is why I would like to say the idea for the new Outdoor Adventures unit is just how much money can you spend on outdoor shit and then promptly find a way to use it and only use it once.
That's what Leonard does. That's just shopping at REI. Matches.
No,
Fireworks.
No, I was thinking like you're supposed to use it multiple times. You buy it, you use it once, and you've never used it. You never use it again.
A tent. Scooters.
I mean, if you're using a tent to its full capacity, you probably won't want to use it again.
A computer that doesn't come with a charger.
And now at REI,
No holes.
Apple is this
Fuck
close.
you, assholes.
Apple is so close to doing that, and the worst part is I buy into it.
There's a lot of stuff actually where people, old people especially, if their thing just runs out of battery, they literally buy a new computer.
My father's laptop is now a desktop because his battery broke, so it requires charging constantly. So he just says, "Yeah, I'll keep it on this table and never move it."
Does it work?
Yeah, it's a fine but he's using a laptop as a desktop.
I mean, I mostly just
Did he
use
at
my
least get a
laptop
mouse?
as a desktop.
We
No.
say, is it sitting out here, not hooked to the charge in the middle of the wilderness?
Yes,
This is not the wilderness. We are
If you're
literally 10 feet away from a building.
If
You
you're
are
just
able to
joining
hear
us, we're in the
car
middle of the
horns.
wilderness. There are bears fucking everywhere.
Well, you see, when we look over there, there's the wild softball mother.
Well, don't worry. They're doing it for pleasure, physical pleasure and visual. They're doing it for procreation and just the way God wanted it.
It's great.
Bears are fucking everywhere.
That's the bad part about like the forests. Is everyone's like, oh, it's so peaceful, but you forget all the
There are
animals
bears.
out there, and they're horny. Watch out.
Actually, new idea for the unit: horny animals.
No, we don't want to do that unit.
The Outdoor Adventures Horny Animals Unit.
No, you have to find
That sounds
horny
like
animals
an
like
alternate-
deer and
Oh,
antelopes and
Rhinoceri.
that sounds like the
Step into a forest. There's a fucking
and
it sounds
giraffe.
like Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
except in special animal.
You're telling
victims
me-
unit.
No, but it's instead of Law and Order Special Victims Unit, though, it's just Outdoor Adventures Horny Animals Unit.
And it's just you and all the Outdoor Adventures kids with harpoons trying to find the horny animals and shut down the horn.
That essentially, that's what you do with cats, right? Is you get the water hose. So we're an elephant.
What?
You really just need, to stop cats from doing it in the front yard because they, they're weird. You get the water hose and you spray them and they scream. It works with humans too. But for like
I
an
don't think
elephant
that's
or
true.
something, yeah, it does.
he's
Wet
speaking from
t-shirt
personal
contests.
experience.
Or the
How come
opposite
I
of
didn't
that.
win? I ate more wet t-shirts than anybody else.
We said that joke like
Yeah,
sounded like
it's not my
20
joke. It's just a
times.
great joke.
It is.
Back to the cat
I
fucking
had an idea
session.
for an Outdoor Adventures unit that I think kind of went off of the sort of disposable products thing. Outdoor Adventures does not necessarily have to be a class that is conducive to preserving the outdoors. It doesn't
Welcome to resource exploitation.
That's outdoor.
Outdoor Adventures fuck up the forest unit.
Outdoor Adventures.
What's the word?
The LARPing unit.
Okay, that'd be
me.
actually fun.
Adventuring outdoors.
All right, if I could talk about Aiden's unit.
LARPing sounds like you're throwing up a little bit, but just in your mouth. Like if I
That's
had,
essentially what LARPing feels like. Can we talk about destroying the forest?
Yeah, on that, I want to expand it because let's be
Please.
honest, forests are cool to destroy, but I want to rip up everything.
What if
Leave
we
no
just-
desert, no forest, no lake, no ocean, no island, no landmass
the first thing-
untouched.
let's make an oil rig in the middle of the forest.
Tree hugging unit.
Is that just like a weed?
No, I'm
One.
against that.
I'm against tree huggers.
You can fuck animals, you can destroy the forest, but the minute you hug a tree, it's
Okay, no, Jared, the horny animals unit was stopping them, not fucking them.
So then, Cameron, what we're saying then is trees are dilfs. Decidui I'd like to fuck.
No, okay.
Are they decidui? I don't know.
Some of them could be deciduous trees.
Have we ever traced his family tree, though?
His family tree.
Yeah, let's trace it out in the paper right now. You got me and just a fuck ton of trees.
Shit, you right. Oh my goodness.
It's actually where I got the last name Rose. It's the trees were like, we want to let people know he's related to plants, but not make it obvious.
I think the first day of the
It's
outdoor...
ancestry.com. You ever wonder what branches are? That's a tree.
It's just a...
Thanks, Cam.
I want that to be my ringtone.
Trees do have hard bark.
Sounds like
Wood, Cameron. I have a bit that I keep wanting to do, but I keep getting interrupted to talk about tree fucking, so I keep stopping my bit.
It's a common problem.
I want to talk about the destruction of the forest, but you guys are like, fucking what if I hug a tree?
Okay.
Consider.
Why don't we destroy the trees?
I think destroy the trees. The first day of the unit, though, is withdrawing from the Paris Agreement. Everyone has to sign a paper. Woo! There's Jared flirting with some college women.
By flirting, you mean literally just shouting at them.
Well, no, they shouted first.
That's mainly
catcalling,
Jared, you got catcalled.
You can't just cut down trees. You gotta take every piece of oil you can and pour it over every pelican you can find.
Forget destroying the forest, forget all of that. I'm all about preserving nature now. Here's the problem, and here's the solution. As a society, we have an issue with these things called invasive species. We try to remove them and we try to prevent their spread. Every time you remove an invasive species or harm an invasive species, you are stopping the spread of nature and you are harming the planet Earth. I think we need to create a task force that is specifically dedicated to keeping invasive species around and spreading them as far as they can go.
I have a different idea.
Okay.
Almost the reverse, but not entirely. Which is, if these guys want to invade, let's reverse invade. I say we Deus Vult onto the territory of any invasive species, go full plate armor and a lance, and we will show them what it means to invade.
The anti-invasive species crusade. We show up in the forest that the invasive species is from.
And we invade the forest.
Wielding chainsaws and plate armor and cut everything down.
Invade the invasion.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Is that an invasion then?
Yeah.
It's a revasion.
It's
evasion, maybe?
It's an invasion.
Invasion 2 and Crusades like 50. This time it's personal.
Outvasion?
The Crusades, I feel like, were personal all of the times.
They were really not, though. They just wanted the Holy Land and also to kill some people they disliked.
You could say Muslims.
Considering the fact they killed the Jews because they disliked them and the Muslims because they were there.
Really?
The Muslims...
Which one?
The thing is, the Muslims are, holding the Holy Land, so you gotta kill them to get the Holy Land back, but, the Jews are just in Eastern Europe being like, we're the Jews, and then they're dead. So it's it's not an on-the-way kind of thing. It's the...
Well, we were in Brooklyn, so we thought we'd just kill them.
So we were destroying the forest.
We were destroying the
It's like going to Brooklyn to kill the Jews if you're driving from California
It's just
to
like
Mexico.
that. It's just like when you do that. Hey Cameron, when you go to Brooklyn and you commit hate crimes when you're trying to go to New Mexico
From California.
Brooklyn's
not on the way. That's the point. You chose to go to Brooklyn.
Well, it depends
that's on you.
It depends which way you take.
From California to New Mexico.
Did I say hate crimes? I think I meant crimes against humanity.
I think you just meant crimes, man. I mean, hate crimes, sure, I guess, but also you're just murdering people as well.
So regular crimes,
hate crimes,
cutting down the entire forest after you have sex with a tree,
passionate
and then
crime.
defending yourself, saying it was a crime of passion. So this is a call to action everywhere. Destroy all of the nature around you.
Except for roses.
Except for roses, they're really pretty.
No,
and also that's Jared's
they're my
last name.
kin.
Jared, that
his
was good.
offspring.
I like
The House of Rose. You could make yourself a pretty sick Game of Thrones house crest.
Fun fact, I haven't made the crest, but I'm sort of honing in on the words. I don't know yet, but that actually is an interesting question. If you guys would have house words, what would they be?
Bungalow, apartment.
Let me go back. Have any of you watched Game of Thrones?
No. What are house words?
It's like winter is coming, or a Lannister always pays their debts,
Oh.
or growing strong. It's like a motto.
Okay, so
What's the motto?
we each get to make. I make Jared's motto. Leave us alone.
Is that Jared's motto?
Yeah. At this point, that's pretty accurate.
Really? Why?
There are like 12 million of us left, man. That's actually no. For family,
There are 12 million roses left.
I was gonna, Jews. But no, for the house, for the
We're
family,
not
no,
talking
that's
about
not
Jews, we're
accurate.
talking about the House of Rose.
Or yeah, House of Rose. That's not a good motto for us. I mean, like, not to be disparaging.
Rather you fail.
We're getting more social as the generations go on.
We're so pretty.
In reference, I'm very social for the family. So
And
that
we
gives you
smell
reference. What is it?
We're so pretty and we smell good.
All right.
It is followed by House of Rose. We're so pretty. We smell good. It's like a 2-gun salute.
Also, we're a little bit congested.
We're just a tad. Does anyone have some Zyrtec?
That's the full motto. Does anyone have some Zyrtec?
The House of Rose. Does anybody have some Zyrtec?
Okay. Now I'm making the House Kinsella motto, and their motto. Aiden has been saying it many times, and it's "What's a motto?"
I said it like twice, and it's a joke from The Lion King.
And it's amazing.
It is amazing. Ah, right. The House Reading motto.
Impossible to get to at night. Everyone keeps complaining when they don't have my actual address, but they can't ever get to my house.
Yeah, it's a pain.
Yeah.
The first few months of me going to your house was peppered with me missing the entrance every single time. And try to drive through your door, and I'd drive through the door of the people next door, and I
Cameron's
used to work
house
door
is
too
in a
many
very
times.
confusing
not
locale.
really.
It's sort of like Get Smart with all the doors and stuff. Like, that's how hard it is.
My joke was that the Reading House motto was just silence, but
Actually, that's a better Reading House motto.
Silence will stand right
Yeah.
fucking now.
That's the full motto.
there
Great.
it is. All right, Cameron, you're up. Bradley's house motto or the Berklich house
Berklich
motto?
House motto.
Let's do something else. We could end the episode.
It is the end of the episode. So, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. Jared, what's your pick of the week?
This is a very easy call. Nature is easily my pick of the week. I have been a skeptic for a while in that I spend almost my entire life indoors. But I looked outside and it's actually nice out. Some time at the beach, it was nice. I did some archery outside. Outside is way better than you think it is. So, for all those introverts listening to this, because let's be honest, those of you with an awesome social life are not sitting down for good idea.
Can we not?
Okay, you know what, Jared? I have an awesome social life, and I sit down to record and edit this podcast, which takes about 5 hours a week.
Okay, fine.
I also listen to a lot of other podcasts.
We make it only losers listen to good idea.
Fine,
We
all-
disparage our own fan base. You
Fine,
guys
all you party
suck.
people listening to good
So
idea, go the
like-
fuck outside. Next.
No.
Hey, the trees, they're all down. They're
Trees
all
are
down.
listening.
Trees are down to clown.
Tree house down.
Dun, dun,
Get down,
dun, dun.
Mr. Tree.
All right, Cameron.
The trees is there.
Cameron, what's
Try
your pick of the
tackle it.
week?
My pick of the week.
Oh, wait, stop. Look at that truck. That is a great truck. For those who cannot see, because this is a podcast,
I'm not gonna tell you.
My pick of the week is ice cream, but not just any type of ice cream. I recommend the dilly bars at Dairy Queen.
My pick of the week. It is really pretty outside. I'm a big nature fan. I'm in a second nature.
it's second nature to you.
Oh boy, now I gotta do a pick of the week.
If we feel low energy, it's because it's so nice outside. It's sapping the energy straight from us. It's so nice outside.
Wait. Think about if that's in reverse. If there's a blizzard, you are up and ready to go.
Well, yeah, because you're excited, but it's so mellow today. The sky is blue, the birds are chirping, the
would
grass is so green,
Jared,
we're
that would
chilling
get
in the
your
shade.
adrenaline pumping.
What?
I think that would get your adrenaline pumping.
Actually, yeah, if I was outside in a blizzard, I'd be terrified.
This is the lazy Saturday episode.
Dairy Queen also has blizzards.
We get it. You like Dairy Queen.
Hey!
Opa!
Yes, me the money.
Grease.
Can my pick of the week just be Heather's again?
Sure.
Yes, why wouldn't it?
Because that's not a great pick of the week. Because I did it and I talked about Heather's for like 5 minutes last time I made it my pick of the week. But I listened to it this morning and it was fun.
Do you like soccer?
Do I like soccer? Soccer ain't bad.
Yeah, fuck it, soccer.
Aiden's pick of the week is soccer.
All right,
Soccer.
soccer's my pick of the week. Favorite ideas of the episode?
Glass Cube Man.
The invasive species.
That one's good. I'm I'm going with Outdoor Adventures Horny Animals Unit.
And I'm going to go with
Dun-dun.
the entire and complete destruction of the environment, courtesy of Outdoor Adventures.
These are their stories.
The horny animals.
Oh, ow! No!
So,
No, not that kind of bear! Craigslist, you failed me!
Can you imagine like a bear finally figuring out how to use Craigslist? He gets a gay guy, and it's like, what the fuck is with this shit?
you know what? I can't imagine that. I can't imagine the claws actually being able to use the keys well.
Bears in my area. Heck yeah!
Bears in my
7.
air.
Anyway,
I was Leslie Stahl. Everyone else is dead.
Jared was Leslie Stahl. Hey, thank you so much for listening.
You're not losers, after all.
Can we?
We have a Patreon now, patreon.com/goodideacast. Check it out if you want to see some of the cool exclusive content you can get for donating.
Because it costs money to do the show.
You can also follow us on social media at goodideacast, most places, including Twitter, Instagram, etc. And you can email us, goodideapodcast@gmail.com. To contact us or talk or send prompts or whatever. We have a Facebook group called Good Idea Podcast, and I think that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much for listening.
Send us some prompts if you have a second, and I think that was Good Idea. We're done here.
Good idea. We'll be back tomorrow.
It won't be.